Even though she wasn't there through the beauty of the promo package, Charlotte Flair still had more television time than the likes of Shayna Baszler, than the likes of Bianca Belair, than the likes of Kairi Sane, a lot of wrestlers. Charlotte Flair still had more TV time. That was my first takeaway from this week's Monday Night Raw, the Horror Show. My second takeaway from this week's Monday Night Raw, the Horror Show, is the fact there was a lot of fantastic tag team wrestling action. If you like tag team wrestling, last night's Raw, the Horror Show, was the show for you. But nonetheless, I am Kane from when he took his mask off all the way back in 2003. You might be a sexual wank faisant, and it's time to take a look at all of the WTF moments from last night's Monday Night Raw, the Horror Show. Please hit the intro. Intro man, you sexy bastard. WTF! Now I know the concept of a general manager is really played out in professional wrestling, but Samoa Joe as a general manager, those are the vibes I was picking up right there. And I say, because Samoa Joe has the potential to be a general manager, the likes of which we have not seen since the days of Teddy Long. And I say that because I firmly believe that if Samoa Joe was a general manager, he would be like Teddy Long in the way that nobody would try to mess with Teddy Long because they know their head will be taken off of their shoulders. Hear me out. Simply put, while Samoa Joe has the old coquina clutch, Teddy Long had The Undertaker! A potentially refreshing dynamic on a Raw that hasn't been done that way in quite some time. Those are the vibes I was getting there. WWE, give us that thing, you ball-tickling bastards. Dun 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 dun. Masks! Some say that Kevin Dunn banned WWE Performance Center trainees from wearing facial masks in the face of this global bloody pandemic because he tried to put one on but it wouldn't fit because of his massive bloody teeth. If Kevin Dunn can't wear one, nobody can, he said. Allegedly. So that sight there on last night's Raw was a welcome sight. I am thankful and happy that dickhead saw some sense. But later on in the night, I saw those people. Eric Bugenhagen was one. Rick Booges, that's a crappy name. Eric Bugenhagen. He was taking that mask off. He was throwing it around in the air. Wear the mask properly at all times, you numpty. And the other numpties who were taking those masks off their face. Bloody hell, man, come on. And I've got to make it a WTF moment despite the fact I could have made it a WTF moment many weeks ago. Zelina Vega calling Charlie Caruso to Buck Chuck right to Charlie Caruso's face. And I'm making it a WTF moment this week because quite frankly, this is the first week I realised the size of Charlie Caruso's guns. She's got bigger guns than most of the bloody wrestlers, for goodness sake. She could rip Zelina Vega's head off. Heed is Geordie for head. And then we saw Netflix's hit show, The Big Show show's writers continue to bring the cringe to Monday Night Raw. And that's because they had the star of Netflix's hit show, The Big Show show. The Big Show himself tells Zelina Vega and Andrade and Angel Garza, hey Smurfette. Tell Maserati and Ferrari that I'm pulling rank and I'm going up next. You see Smurfette because she's a little bit small, and you see Ferrari and Maserati because they're Italian. Now there's a good chance that is a meme and or a reference this old man with this crab hair is not getting it. But on the surface of things, not only has The Big Show show ruined Netflix, but now The Big Show show is ruining portions of Monday Night Raw. And then we saw an advert promoting this coming Friday's episode of Friday Night SmackDown, and this is the week where Sheamus will be raising a glass in the honour of Jeffrey Hardy. Even though Sheamus himself appeared on SmackDown 2 weeks ago and said next week, so last Friday's show, that will be the night I'll be raising a glass in the honour of Jeffrey Hardy. Did he forget? I mean, yeah, he did, obviously. That's why I'm here saying these words in this order. But I'm asking the question, why did he forget? Seamus, are you the one who's drinking, pal? And while we're here, I do feel compelled to apologise for not doing a SmackDown WTF Moments video this past Saturday. I was informed by a streaming man who loves it. There was no point in doing it. A WTF Moments for last week's SmackDown due to all the Undertaker stuff, due to all that bollocks. I watched SmackDown myself. I spotted a lot of stuff I could have talked about, and I regret not doing a video. So sorry. So last week on the Twitter machine, yes, we saw several WWE personnel come out and confirm they did indeed have COVID-19 after working a string of shows at the Performance Centre. My thoughts and well wishes and good vibes are being thrown towards all the people who have the bloody virus. And apparently, according to the dirty sheets, these people coming out and speaking about how they've got the virus has pissed off WWE. Therefore, WWE, apparently, according to the dirty sheets, has told the rest of the rosters to keep their mouths closed. So presumably, there's even more people with the virus. And by the way, if WWE are pissed off about these people coming out and confirming that they do indeed have the virus, imagine how pissed off those people are who actually have the virus, who are put in a working environment that wasn't following a proper protocol. WWE, you set of bastards. So after what transpired last week, I'm asking a very simple question, WWE. Why the hell is recently deceased 71-year-old Ric Flair in the building? Never mind being on this week's show, why the hell is he in the building and not in his own house? Unbelievable. And then we have a direct quote from Tricky Ricky when he said, you see, no one is going to run your career, the Big Show, handle your career, focus on the future of your career, except my friend Randy Orton. So while it looked like we were heading towards an Extreme Rules 2013 rematch, it's what we always wanted. Simply going off that direct quote from Ric Flair himself, it would appear that the entire crux of this Big Show versus Randy Orton feud is down to Randy Orton wanting to manage the career of the Big Show. That's what Rick said, and I cannot have been the only person wondering what the hell Ric Flair was actually supposed to say during that promo there. Where's Austin Theory? Now, this is a WTF moment that warmed the cockles of my heart because I saw that main event film thingy on Netflix, and I'm sure this is also a WTF moment that warmed your cockles of your heart. If you saw that Netflix film main event thingy, you know, the one with Keith Lee and that, it was great. While the rest of the PC trainees inside the Performance Centre during last night's Raw were wearing merchandise belonging to their favourite WWE superstars, Big Bastard Babatunde had Big Bastard Babatunde merch on. And after his film-stealing performance in that main event thingy on Netflix, who can blame him? I'm all here for that Big Babatunde energy. I am. Whoa. And then we have Tom Phillips doing what Tom Phillips does best, and that is face fornicating the poo out of a line on WWE commentary when he jumped to all sorts of wrong conclusions. Maybe when he claimed definitively that Undertaker's last professional wrestling match took place at WrestleMania 36. And I'm here to tell you, as somebody who has seen the last ride from start to finish, Undertaker definitively did not say that Boneyard match was his last match. He sat in his chair, teary-eyed, and he said, if Vince McMahon needs me, I'll be there. Never say never. And I also heard Stinky Pete from the pay-per-view pre-shows interview The Undertaker, where The Undertaker said, if we see The Undertaker on WWE TV again, it will be that unholy Trinity character we did see at WrestleMania 36. And he also said that if we do see him have another match, it would be one of those cinematic thingies. If we're not going to see him again, why is he putting that out there? I'm making a bold prediction right here and right now. We will see The Undertaker wrestle at least one more cinematic match in WWE. Mark Calloway, my words, that was terrible. And I've got to make it a WTF moment, even though I don't really know if it is a WTF moment. For all I know, it could well be true, because how the hell do you check beyond any shadow of any doubt that Natalya actually does have more career wins in a WWE ring than the likes of Lita, Trish Stratus, Charlotte, Becky Lynch and Asuka. As I say, how the hell do you go about proving that statement to be true or to be false? And I know that Natalya has been on WWE's main roster since April of 2008. That tenure is massive. But still, you think about Natalya and you don't really think of many wins, do you? So therefore, that maybe is still a WTF moment, no matter if it's true or if it's false. So there we go. Now I don't know why, but I got a funny feeling come all over me. I had a funny feeling take over my body when Byron Saxton was speaking about the injury Charlotte Flair suffered on last week's Raw, and he looked right down the camera and he said the following, and that means, Tom, more opportunities for the other competitors in the women's division. And I felt funny because I felt like in that sentence there from Byron Saxton, WWE were sticking two fingers up at all of the fans. And I was thinking, bloody hell WWE, us fans, we don't book your shows to use a character way more than the rest of the characters you have at your disposal, and then in turn make us fans moan about the overexposure of one of your characters. We don't, that's not our fault. Stop overexposing Charlotte Flair, for goodness sake, man, you dicks, and stop making a large portion of the WWE universe get lost in the fact that Charlotte Flair is actually one of, if not the best professional wrestlers WWE have today. Sort it out, man, you dicks. And as we all know, not all WTF moments have to be negative here on WTF Moments, the horror show. But Peyton Royce, that new finisher, a spinning brain buster, and I don't know about you, and of course I'm going here, but with it being spinning, I hope she calls it round the twist, because Australia. But in that moment, we witnessed Ruby Riott suffer her 11th straight defeat since she returned to WWE from a case of the hurty shoulders. And that's got to be a cataclysmic WTF moment when you look at the fact that Ruby Riott, her look is very much different from anybody else's on the main roster. That's a good thing. Ruby Riott is a professional wrestler who knows her way around a microphone. That's a good thing as well. Ruby Riott is of course a fantastic professional wrestler in the squared circle itself. So the fact, I know she was out injured for a while there, but the fact she's lost 11 in a row, that can't be right. The fact that Ruby Riott is not more prominent in the Raw Women's division, and the fact that she's not a bigger star than she already is, it's a bloody crime. She's fantastic. Hopefully, just hopefully, they're knocking her down so far to build her back up again. Because that always works. Oh dear. Ricochet and Cedric Alexander could have taken the 24/7 championship from R-Truth there and then. And when you consider the plight of both Cedric Alexander and Ricochet's Raw careers at the moment, they never get used these days, do they? And the fact they did not want the 24/7 title, the fact that Ricochet and Cedric Alexander, who rarely get used on TV these days, the fact that they both thought, nah, the 24/7 title and that TV time, that's not worth it. That was the final nail in the coffin. It was probably already dead before this week's Raw, but the 24/7 title, after Ricochet and Cedric Alexander didn't want it, it's got to be officially declared dead now, hasn't it? What a shame. And I know that Bobby Lashley got involved, but spank my arse and call me Spanky while you do it. MVP defeating the recently heavily pushed Apollo Crews, United States champion Apollo Crews. That's got to be a WTF moment. It's just weird, isn't it? There's no other word for it. MVP, as we're stood here in the year of 2020, he's a manager, is he not? Predominantly, he is a manager. He should surely not be beating people like Apollo Crews thanks to not too much of an interference from Bobby Lashley. That was wrong, was it not? And in this moment there, I was asking one question and one question only. What the hell is Sasha Banks talking about? A hacker? There was never a hacker on SmackDown. There was never this Big Brother-esque hooded figure who recorded WWE superstars against their knowledge in the hope of exposing these no-good bastards and getting the truth out there to the masses. There was never a character like that. And I say this with confidence because surely, if this kind of thing was here, and surely, if this kind of thing was alluded to and teased about weeks on weeks on weeks on weeks, surely WWE WWE would have taken this intriguing, this captivating, this cool storyline, given us a big reveal and followed through with it all, instead of just pulling the rug out from under the supposed hacker's computer desk. You must be hallucinating, Sasha Banks, because surely not even WWE would mess up and completely forget about something as intriguing as a hacker. What the hell have they done there? And I think I'm right in saying the concept of a hot tag does not work in a mixed tag team match. As we all know, in a WWE mixed tag team match, the men must face the men and the women must face the women. So in the scenario of a hot tag, where essentially the aim is the first person to tag means their team has the advantage, but then again you have the men versus men and the women versus women thing, so no matter who tags first, both people on the apron must get in at the same time. What's the point in a hot tag, and why were they doing it? And I'm just asking the question, if I'm stood here realising that's a thing in my role as a no-good hack on the interweb, he never took a bump in his life, therefore his opinion doesn't count, you mark. Why aren't the world-class professional wrestlers realising this? Weird. But that's it for the WTF moments from this week's Monday Night Raw, the horror show. I can't wait to hear that tagline a million more times between now and Extreme Rules, the horror show. Taglines are so bloody good, aren't they? Anyway, this week's Raw, bit meh. Good tag team matches. The last tag team match, though, a big part of it didn't make too much sense, as I've just talked about there. Anyway, I've been Ross. I am a horror show.